Yes.
What is your view on this act, and should we do the same?
You see, this is a cryptic religious Jewish practice of the extremists in Judaism. And they believe that the word God is not a word which should apply to God at all. But when they have to live and co-live with others, they have invented things to hide this very strict attitude, and they appear to be liberal in some way. So secretly they apply these tricks, that when we say God, it's not the whole word, we miss something and we change it slightly, it becomes meaningless, because their God, they say, is meaningless anyway. So they only refer to God as Jehovah, and that is the official title for God. No other title is acceptable to them, to these extremists. So they have been playing such tricks, and their small things meaningless. Yes. That's all from the written questions. Now, how many hands are raised, and how many time is left? How much time I mean? Sorry. Raise your hands, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So, if we give 2 minutes to each question, we'll finish by 10:30. But even if all the questions are not exhausted, we'll finish by 10:30. Okay? So now all of you go there and make a queue. Those will be left over, they will be attended tomorrow. They should register their right to be first tomorrow. And register it with somebody you find. Stand in the queue and then sit. And somebody should count that there should not be more than 16.
I think we have more than 15.
Please sit down.
Assalamualaikum. Muhammad Irfan from Vermont.
Yes.
I'm right now in the process of finding material to write about various seers from the Western nations, such as Nostradamus and the other ones. Now, I was wondering, because the promised Messiah in Hakikatul Wahid, he has mentioned that revelation is open to all
Yes, I understand your question. I have read the original and I have found it entirely hocus pocus. I tell you, once a believer in Nostradamus, what was his name, wanted me to give my opinion. I said, come and this is the book. You first tell me which is the prophecy about the future. Don't talk of the past prophecies which were fulfilled. Because there they have a very strong, very strange, involved logic. This doesn't mean any sense at all. So none of the prophecies which were pointed out came to be true.
But you see, I happen to have come across one prophecy, you know, as he wrote in
No, you better give me, point out from the book,
yes, I will
a chapter that this is a prophecy about the future.
Yes, it is.
Then come to me when it is fulfilled.
Well, right now I will point this out, but
Yes.
it is regarding Ahmadiyya,
Yes.
the spreading of Ahmadiyya.
Yes.
And inshallah I will write to you about this.
I assure you, when I investigate, it will be found as nothing.
Okay.
But
for
as long as it is not proved, your question is not valid.
Okay.
When you prove to me, then I'll be answerable to you, not before that.
But the second part of this also is,
What is that?
about satanic revelation, and in terms of
That's right.
if there is revelation, and what chance is it a satanic revelation being actual events of the future?
The Satan doesn't know the future. The Holy Quran says he makes false promises. You understand?
Yes.
So the man who makes false promises doesn't read the future, he misleads you. By giving you the impression this will happen in future, it doesn't happen.
Okay,
Thank you. Second, this queue. Second man on the queue. Yes, please.
My name is...
You better keep count on top. Second man has come now. Who best out of 16?
According to our Ahmadiyya's belief that you, Huzur, is the highest authority in the matters of Sharia and others as an Islamic jurist of this age. So I was wondering if perhaps I could ask a question. You were answering that particular question in the very first day when perhaps Mr. Jim asked you a question that this is a Canadian society and no, you answered that this is a growing society of different religions. Now you being a jurist, if you are asked to address this matter in the Canadian Constitution regarding Muslim Sharia, how would you insert that?
I have answered this question regarding the application of Sharia not only with regards to Canadian situation, but regarding situation everywhere in the world. If you were there when Mr. Jim asked this question, I reminded him, whether it was Jim or somebody else, I don't remember exactly, but I answered this question during my visit here and reminded the questioner that Islam is understood from 72 vantage points, and Sharia is understood differently by different sects, and each claims to be representing the word of God. So what would be the position of a Sharia which is implemented by Shias in one area? They say this is the word of God, and the word of God which will be practiced in Saudi Arabia will be so different in so many things, and practiced in Iran it would be in Indonesia it would be different. So how can there be confusion in Sharia? And if you do not know exactly what the word of God is, how can you implement it? You see? So Sharia can only be implemented truly and honestly at the time of the prophets and their companions and their caliphs, not otherwise. And then the Sharia is one entity, insplittable and indivisible. Nobody can question Sharia. But when it has become many entities, it becomes impossible. Secondly, the people on whom the Sharia law is to be imposed also will determine whether it is possible or not. If you are interested in this subject, you better listen to the cassette which was prepared in Suriname, where in a multi-religious moot, which was attended by Catholics, Bishop of Catholics and ulama and all sorts, Hindu scholars, I was required to address them on this subject. I spoke for about an hour or so, and I tried to be very brief and cover all the aspects. If you are interested in that subject,
because this is a very
that cassette is available.
Yes.
You can.
Many people
وبشكل
are...
عام في هذه الجمعة الأخيرة من رمضان يكثر الحضور في المسجد، ولكن كما ذكرت في السنة الماضية أيضا وسوف أكرر هذا القول في المستقبل أيضا. الذين لا
in knowing about my views on Sharia and its implication in the modern times can listen to that cassette. Okay? Thank you. Now the third questioner.
My name is Abdul Salam from Ghana.
Walaikum Salam.
Abdul Salam.
I know. Don't be confused. I just said one.